Now, who is the man who's suddenly appearing on front pages all around the world? This is The Telegraph, for example, here in the UK. Well, he is Ron DeSantis. He's the governor of Florida and he's just won re-election. But his election was so resounding, the result was so resounding, he's now being seen as the one Republican who can take on Donald Trump in the upcoming presidential election. Here's the Times as well, you can see. But the most interesting front page is probably this one. It is the New York Post, not just because of the headline there, The Future, but because of who owns it. It is Rupert Murdoch, who was seen as a key backer of Donald Trump. He appears to have switched allegiances to none other than DeSantis. Let's hear from the man himself.
Thanks to the overwhelming support of the people of Florida, we not only won election, we have rewritten the political map. This election, we will have garnered a significant number of votes from people who may not have voted for me 4 years ago. And I just want to let you know, I am honored to have earned your trust and your support.
So for many Republicans, this is the image of a potential new party leader, a new first family, potentially. But who is he? We're going to ask CNN reporter Stephen Contorno. He joins me from St. Petersburg in Florida. Thank you so much for joining us. Just give us a bit of a background to who this politician is and how he came to prominence.
Yeah, well, Ron DeSantis wasn't even that well known in Florida 4 years ago when he first ran for governor. In fact, it took an endorsement from Donald Trump to really jumpstart his campaign, helping him beat an establishment Republican figure here, winning eventually an election in a recount. And now, 4 years later, he has won by 20 points. And along the way, he has become one of the Republican Party's rising stars, mostly because of how he handled the pandemic. Unlike other states that listen to medical experts, DeSantis was someone who kind of eschewed medical advice. He reopened schools before most other states. He lifted restrictions on businesses ahead of most of the country. He banned mask mandates and said that vaccines could not be required to get into businesses here. And that made him really a rising figure among Republicans. And even before election night, he was someone who they were talking about as a person who could potentially run against Donald Trump. Now, his people have always said they wanted to make a statement win first before they would look ahead to 2024. Well, Max, they certainly made a statement on Tuesday night.
Yeah, it was an incredible result for him, wasn't it? And it is clearly on the Trump camp as well. We know about his local politics, perhaps his national politics. We know nothing, though, do we, really, about his foreign policy. What can you tell us about that and how the world should receive him?
Well, Ron DeSantis is someone who actually served in our military in Florida. He was a Navy JAG lawyer, so he has experience, firsthand in the United States' efforts abroad. And mostly he has focused, though, in Florida on domestic issues and has been sort of a culture warrior on a lot of those issues, including LGBTQ issues and restricting abortion here. But what has Republicans really excited about him is his background is kind of straight out of central casting. In addition to that, that military experience, he grew up in a very middle-class family. He was the star of his local baseball team. He went to Yale, actually, on a baseball scholarship, and then followed it up by going to Harvard Law School. And he has this beautiful young family led by his wife, Casey DeSantis, who is someone who is his closest political advisor and someone who actually went through breast cancer during their first term together as governor. And she cut a really compelling ad during the campaign where she, opened up about what that experience was like and how Ron DeSantis was with her every step of the way. And that really helped soften his image because he is someone who is very much in the Trump style. He's been very brash. He enjoys confrontations with other politicians and with the media. So she helped sort of broaden his appeal beyond those hard-charging Republicans who like him for that style. But as far as moving ahead and looking ahead to 2024, I'm talking to a lot of his advisors who are saying they are encouraged by Tuesday night and they expect him to give a very strong consideration to running, even challenging Trump in 2024.
Stephen Contoro, thank you.